Welcome everyone, and we are here to talk about the 90s. It is your boy Inukai with another episode, and I'm here with...
Inukai.
Yes, two Inukais, double the power.
I'm Chiron.
It is Chiron, yours truly, and yes, we're here to talk about the 90s and how it was for that Pokemon era, on how it became to be, and what it was like for our personal experiences.
Remember the 90s?
Yeah, those were some good old times, going to school, looking like a cool kid. And
We'll talk about Pokemon
yeah,
and Magic in
And
the 90s
Magic,
because
alright,
those
yeah.
were two of the hottest things in the 90s.
yeah, they were like going at it, like, you know, Pokeball versus Pokeball versus slinging spells. Not in that way, but yes, you're talking about.
The way
They
you
were
said
just going at it.
They were going at it.
They were battling each other.
Okay.
Pokeball. Pokeball versus slinging some spells. Oh my gosh. I wasn't in.
They were battling each other of who was the more popular
Mhm.
game. So let's get right into it, shall we?
Yes, let's get right
So-
into it, guys.
When you were,
Like that.
how old were you like when Pokemon came out?
Whew.
Exactly. No one
Yeah,
knows.
yeah.
No one remembers
In the
anything.
90s, man.
Like, all I remember is the first base set of Pokemon came
Yeah.
out. After watching the show, I'm like 8 or 7.
Mhm.
I don't know how old I was. 8, 7, 6.
309. I see.
And the first set came out, and I wasn't like, I was a little late to the party,
Mhm.
so I didn't get a chance to buy any of the first edition
Where
ones.
was my invite?
I didn't know you back then.
Oh, okay.
But I did get a lot of regular base packs. And I remember one time buying a base pack and then opening it up, and then sure enough, I got the shiny Charizard.
Are you serious?
I walked in,
No.
bought a pack, opened up, I was like dancing around because I got the shiny Charizard. So I had one pack. And remember when the set was like expensive, but not that expensive? You're like, like go to a card shop and like, oh, we have some first edition leftover base
Yeah.
packs, but they're like higher, like, oh, they're $25. And you're like, wow, that's expensive.
Yes, like I don't have that much money.
Now they're like,
My parents did not give me the what do you call it? What do you call it?
Money? Allowance?
Allowance. There we go. My parents did not give me the allowance that I need to afford these packs.
well, the packs were like $2.99, but after the first edition packs sold out of the base set, they still were around at like some card shops.
Mm-hmm.
You could find for like $25 back then. Now they're hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Yeah, I mean, you
But-
see on eBay when you see on there's like people are selling them for thousands of bucks.
If
And I'm like, darn.
if someone told me that Pokemon would be a huge investment later, I would have kept everything because Magic ruined my childhood.
Did it? No way.
Only because when I went from elementary school
Yeah.
to junior high school, everyone was like, Pokemon's for babies. It's time, like, we're all playing Magic.
That's right.
And I don't have any money. So what do? You take your Pokemon cards to a card shop, trade them in for Magic cards to build a deck to play Magic with your friends. Because you didn't think it was that big of a deal. I had first editions of Jungle and Fossil
Oh my god.
and Team Rocket and the gyms. And I had a first edition shiny Charizard from the Neo set.
The nostalgia's kicking in.
I had a first edition Lugia. I had all those things except any cards from the first edition base set, which I did have a first edition Dugtrio. But I
Ooh.
traded all my holos in for Magic cards. So if you have if you get a Black Lotus original, it's top of the line. But
You're set.
but I think the thing that a Black Lotus can come in is like $200 to $300.
Mm-hmm. I didn't play Magic back in the day. It was
Uh,
just like I just collected Pokemon.
I did, and then a few people of my friends wanted to play Magic, and I didn't like. I literally didn't have any money,
Mm.
and when I was into Pokemon, my mom would go out,
Mm-hmm.
and I would tell her when the sets would be released. She would go out and buy 30 to 40 first edition packs for me.
Your mom was rich. I mean, like if we're talking about now, then
Oh,
it's
if
like,
now, yeah.
sheesh.
But then no, they're $2.99 a pack,
Oh,
even
no.
the first editions. She would buy like basically a box and a half almost of each set after I had the jungle one, so after the base set. But I would either choose my allowance or a pack of cards, or I could do more chores to earn those packs of cards.
For me, like, it was just all Pokemon. It was like the new thing everyone was collecting. It was great. It was fantastic. Unfortunately, like, at the time, I actually did not like Pokemon.
What the?
Yep. Yeah, I was like, I did not like watching Pokemon because I was a part of that trio, or like, I wouldn't say that trio, but like that group, the trio. But I was part of the group where like kids were just like, you know what, hey, don't even watch Pokemon, it's for kids. And I was like, yeah, you're right. But my brothers were watching it, and so eventually, what got me really into Pokemon was when I saw a Charmander evolving to Charmeleon, and then Charmeleon facing off against Aerodactyl.
And then Weedle versus Caterpie.
And then Weedle versus Caterpie. Obviously, that got me into it. But yeah, it just evolved into a Charizard. And me as a kid, I loved dragons. Well, at the time, still now. But Charizard's not considered a dragon-type Pokemon. But to me as a kid back then, that was a dragon. It was very religious for me. I went there. That was my church.
Hold on, I gotta pray with Ash.
Yeah. Ash, Pikachu, get ready. We're going to try to pull a Charizard. First edition. Hurry up, chop, chop.
May you be the best you can be.
Yeah.
That ever was.
I want to be the very best, like no one ever was. Thank you.
Thank you.
Sorry, Ash.
No,
But
I thought you were praying for Ash.
No, I'm not praying for Ash. I'm praying for myself.
He became the best that anyone ever was.
Yes, that's true.
In the 90s, when the first Pokemon movie came out, do you know how big that was?
Dude, I was there in the movie theaters.
I was there.
When I got Ancient Mew.
Yeah, you got Ancient Mew, and then the next Pokemon movie came out, then you got more Pokemon. Like, they gave a Pokemon card every time you go see it. Like,
Yeah.
Oh.
I think Ancient Mew came with Pokemon 2000, right?
I think it came with... Was it 2000?
I think it was
I thought it was one of the 90s because I think the very first one was the Pikachu.
Yeah.
With the Pokemon the movie.
Mm-hmm.
I forget what Ancient Mew was.
Ancient Mew because the guy in Pokemon 2000 was a collector. And he was collecting the...
Did you see it last week or something?
It was that much more of a memory. But like he collected, he was collecting all sorts of valuable items as well as valuable Pokemon. Mm-hmm. And he was going after the 3 legendary birds, the Kanto birds, Zapdos, Moltres, and Articuno. And in his collection was the Ancient Mew card. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's why the card looks a little different.
Yeah.
It's not your typical Pokemon card.
Exactly.
Except for the back.
Yeah. The back is... Yeah.
But this is why Pokemon owned the 90s. Not because of the TV show, not just because of the trading card game, not just because of the movies, and not just because of the video games. Mm-hmm. Everything together created this whirlwind of nostalgia for us today, and I think that's why 2020 really brought it back because, well, we're all stuck inside, so what can we do? Trading card games. Because that's the only thing you could do, is just go to the store. And then people wanted to do something, so they bought movies digitally, physically, and they also bought Pokemon cards. Magic had a little bit of upkeep, but not as much as Pokemon.
Mm-hmm. And they don't have a movie out. I mean, come on. What, is it going to be Magic the first movie?
I think there is a Magic the Gathering movie.
No, there's not. There's no way. While he looks, I'm going to go ahead and talk to you about my experience of trading a Venusaur card for an actual Pikachu Classic. Believe it or not, that was that was my most regretted day ever. And yeah, my brothers said, no, don't do it. They knew better than I did. But we all knew back then as a kid that Pikachu was the GOAT. He was the GOAT, not Venusaur.
Well, Pikachu is common, though. Venusaur is not.
Yeah, and that sucked, and that's what I did. I traded my Venusaur for a Pikachu common. Yes.
As long as you have...
I'm sorry, guys.
There's 2 Pikachu commons. There's the red cheek and the yellow cheek. Mm-hmm. And one of them is worth a lot more because it was...
The red cheek.
It was the original run, and then they changed it. I have both because I did keep those. Ooh. And then I rebought the basic Charizard because I wanted that. And that's all I really have from the 90s anymore. And I have a couple of first editions. But anyway, what I found is there is no Magic the Gathering movie. However, Netflix is trying to start a Magic the Gathering TV show.
I would love to see that. I would watch the Magic the Gathering TV show.
It hasn't been off the ground, but with everything that's everything that Netflix has been doing with, especially the Last Airbender live action.
Oh, that was fantastic.
If these keep, it's been renewed for season 2 and 3. If these keep coming, then they might push Magic the Gathering even harder because, like, oh, well, if this is popular, this could be popular, and this could, like
Dude, I would watch that just like game nights.
we could go on and on and on about the 90s, but the 90s is probably one of the best decades to grow up in, from my experience, because I grew up in the 90s.
Yeah.
Even though I think I was born in 1989, 1990, 1991, I don't know. But
You look good.
thank you. But so I was young in the 90s. But so technically I was a kid and grew up in the 90s, which is why I grew up with Pokemon, and it brings back just a lot of nostalgia, and I think we hold on to that because that's what we just love to do, and we're all childs insides. We're all children.
Gonna make me tear up, man. Jeez.
We all have that child inside of us that we want to.
We're just kids, man. Just want to go ahead.
Now that we have our own money, yeah, we can make that child very happy.
Yeah.
But for now, that's all the time we have for today. So thanks, guys. Appreciate you. We love you all. But go ahead and follow us on Instagram at Living Life Holographic. Give us a follow there. Send us a like. Comment on the video below for what you loved about the 90s. What was your favorite card, or what did you do in the 90s? Was it Pokemon? Was it Magic? Was it the movies, the video games, whatever? And just let us know and give us a subscribe. Hit that button. And we just can't thank you enough.
But until then, live life holographic.
Live it.